Wow, this is cool. Hello? Can you see me? Down here? Alright, welcome to the video. So, I'm going to show you guys what I typically do to train my client for powerlifting. So, in powerlifting, it's just the big three lifts: squat, bench, and deadlift. So I'm going to show you what I typically do to train my client to gain strength and power with each of the three lifts. So we're going to start off with squats. So as you can see, my client's warming up with the rubber band or the resistance band, and he's crossing it at the top so that you activate more of your hips and glute medius. Very important to warm up your hip joints and your hip muscles within the squat movement. It's going to help you a lot to bring your squat up. Also, warming up with just the bar or a light weight to start off with, just to get a specific warm up in, get the knee joints lubricated, warm, all the muscles around the knees, legs, quads, all of that, get them warm, get them activated, and it's going to help with the squat run more smoothly. So the way I typically train my clients is a pyramid style. So gradually increasing the weight and lowering the reps each time. So you'll see every time I train my clients, they're going to start with about 15 reps for the warm-up, and then go 10 to 12 reps for weight up, then 8 to 10 reps for the next weight up, 6 to 8 reps, and then from there we skip to 1 to 5 reps, and then we'll go from there. So we'll typically try to stay at the 1 to 5 rep range until he maxes out basically. And then that's when you're basically reaching your 1 rep max, or around 90% of your 1 rep max, and try to stay around there for a couple sets. That way your muscles get used to the weights, and you're learning to maintain the form under that pressure. All right. So that's typically how I train for squats. So you guys can check out what he's doing for squats for a bit, and then we're gonna move on to bench press. See ya. Good. Fight it. Come on. 3 to 5. Get up. Yep. Oh. Come on. Okay. Yep. Up. I'm back. So for bench press, he basically does the same thing, but making sure, if you really need to warm up your rotator cuff, make sure you warm up your rotator cuff with either a resistance band or lightweight, doing rotator cuff retractions or rotations. But if you actually all your muscles are warm, you don't typically need to do that. Just start with a specific warm up with the bar, using a light weight with a higher rep range. That should suffice. So we started off warming up with just the bar, doing about 12 to 15, either 12 or 15 reps, just keeping the rep range high, getting him used to the movement first with the form. His bench press isn't really his strongest lift, so I'm mainly just working on his form, making sure that stays tight and correct throughout the entire range of motion, and just slowly, gradually building up his lifting strength. So same thing with the squats. We pyramid up, increase the weight, lower the reps, and maintain tightness in the lats, holding back your shoulder blades, keeping them flat on the bench, and then making sure you get an arch in your back and keeping your butt on the bench. All right, this is gonna help him use more of his chest and triceps and less of his shoulder because he actually has he's had 2 shoulder surgeries, and I've helped him through most, we're about 80%, 85% fully healed with the range of motion and strength and mobility there. After that, just keep bringing up the weights, go as far as he can until his form starts to break. As soon as the form starts to break, then we stay at that weight and then keep working on maintaining form throughout the reps. And that's typically it for bench press. It's pretty simple once you get used to it. So I'll see you when we go on to deadlifts. I see how it is. And I'm back. So for deadlifts, this is his strongest lift. And we're actually, if you can see, we're doing a sumo style deadlift and not the traditional. And I'll get into it with another video of why we're doing a sumo instead of traditional. But for now, we're doing a traditional. And with traditional, the range of motion is a little different. The path from the ground to the end motion is a little shorter. But other than that, you still got to contract your core, tighten your core, squeeze your glutes, and then at least for a sumo deadlift, focus on spreading the floor with your feet. That's the main form, and then locking in your lats. For him, basically same type of training, pyramid up, increase the weights, lower the reps, and actually making sure his knees don't cave in. So that's the same problem if you're doing squats. So if you're doing a squat and your knees cave in, that means you have tight muscles in your inner thigh, so you should release the tension there and increase the strength in your glutes and hamstrings. And there's isolation and stability exercises for that. But for just the bare basics, by incrementally increasing the weight and adding and lowering the rep range, you get your body used to doing that movement of a deadlift or any other movement, and it helps you mentally figure out what you're doing. Imagine like doing a free throw. You're trying to get the same motion over and over and over again. The more you do it, the more you get it right, or the more you practice, the more you get it right. So practice makes perfect. So I like adding in the reps at the beginning where you're doing lighter weight, where it's not going to be detrimental to how much you can lift towards the end. So once you hit the 1 to 5 rep range, that's when the rest in between is very important. So I typically would like my clients to rest between 3 to anywhere to 6 minutes. That way you get an adequate recovery, and then you're ready to just pull again. With the rest period in between each of the sets, it gives you time to recover, grab a drink of water, and then recollect yourself to keep pushing even further. So if you guys have any other questions, leave a comment down below. Other than that, enjoy him lifting some heavy weights. His all-time PR is 305 pounds, so we're working our way back up. So I think today he only reached about 285, which is still pretty good for a guy his size. He's about 5'5". He's 5'5" and 140 pounds. So lifting about 285 pounds is no easy task, especially for a guy who's 63 years old. So big ups to him. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe somewhere around here, there. I don't know where. But see you guys in the next one. Peace.